everyone, so I am unfortunately unable to be there tonight in class. However, I'm going to do my best to give you the information I would have given you in person via this way. So bear with me. I am going to be talking a little bit about intervention techniques tonight that you can be using for students with emotional disturbance or students in classrooms. So main problem of students with EBD would be their inability to kind of self-regulate themselves, kind of like a child with autism. So they have a big problem with when things get out of their control, when they feel they can't regulate their own emotions based on what's happening around them, whether that be in the classroom or elsewhere. They have a difficult time kind of regulating that and keeping their emotions in check. So one thing you can do is kind of keep them able to get themselves in a position that is stable for them. So they are prone to outbursts, so what you can do is kind of give them strategies that they can do on their own while the teacher may be teaching, or they may be on their own to kind of give themselves some balance. One article that I read personally was that they could give them like a straw or something orally to chew on to keep them concentrated and maintain their focus. That kind of thing keeps them kind of doing something that they can maintain their attention. Also, I read an example of if you, as a teacher, are doing a transition in the classroom and the class is tending to get a little rowdy, you can make them all stand against the wall and kind of, the article described it as hold the wall up. So they would be getting that grounding, getting that pressure kind of to regulate what they, just so that they don't get excited and maintain their balance while the rest of the class is still a little rowdy. So that is an option. And also a strategy that I read in an article about was maintaining a continuous check-in with them throughout the day so that they know that they're going to be checked in with, and they have to kind of, where am I in respect of where I need to be with as far as expectations from my teacher, like do I have a calm space, am I getting emotionally upset, am I kind of checking in on themselves so they know the teacher is going to check in with them throughout the day just to monitor, and they kind of have to be aware of where they stand as far as where they should be with expectations, basically. And as far as some general interventions that you can do, the most important thing is to maintain consistency with them. I think the biggest thing is that they like routine, they like clear expectations. It's important that they know what they should be doing and what is going to happen, because the minute something differs from their norm, from their routine, it tends to really take them a while to adjust to it, because they don't have the emotional capacity to adjust to things that aren't outside of what they're comfortable with. So that's a big one, making sure your expectations for them are clear and understood and consistent throughout the day. That would be a big thing as far as children in a classroom is concerned, and even with parents at home, it's important to make sure that they have a routine and they can stick to it so they do not get overwhelmed. Another thing that was stressed in what I learned was that group intervention is big. It's key, because this child that has the emotional disturbance that is going on, they are going to have different triggers, different difficulties in each setting that they're in. So if home is a very big stressor for them, and that's a very stressful environment, they are going to act completely different at home than they would in the classroom. In the classroom, they may be perfectly fine and a star student, but once they get outside and they are in a stressful environment that they consider, they might not do so well. So I think the big thing with intervention is that it has to be a group intervention to plan their IEP, their different adaptations that they need, because while one professional may not see it, the parents may see it, or if the child is good in the academic classroom, but in gym class or on the playground just can't handle the different environmental change, it's important that they get an input from all aspects of that child's life as opposed to just one. So that's a big thing, I think. As far as intervention goes, it has to be well-rounded and it has to be from all aspects of the child's life. Another thing that you could do as far as intervention with them is just as simple as like a teacher's aide. That way, if the child needs a little extra assistance or someone to just kind of say, hey, let's check where we are, the main classroom teacher doesn't always have to direct their attention straight to that one child. They can kind of focus on the entire classroom, while the teacher's aide is more specifically geared toward helping this child maintain their function throughout the day. They'll have the support they need while the classroom isn't getting distracted constantly by the one student who needs a little extra assistance. So that's where a teacher's aide can come in handy for a child with an emotional aspect to things. And then